Check out this view from the waste rock pile. There's the waste rock pile. And it goes all the way up here behind us. And the mine is just above that, and we're going to go check it out. Okay, I'm back at the Delano Mine. This time I'm with a new person, Sam from Western Adventures. He's up there ahead of me in the tunnel. We decided to collaborate here for the first time, and if you haven't checked out his channel, Western Adventures, on YouTube, there'll be a link in this video's description, as well as a slide out card in the upper right hand corner right about now, and you can click that. And yeah, this is a really massive mine. I was in this once before, only saw a fraction. I think we spent 8 hours in here, so lots to see in here, lots of interesting history behind this one that I'll explain as we go in. And let's go check it out. So here is a spool, probably used for fuse cord. We're just inside the portal, which is right there. Now, unfortunately, I forgot my flashlights, so I'm borrowing one of Sam's, and it makes the screen flicker. So I'm gonna probably maybe try to avoid using it if I can. And you can see here what they call bacon strips used for support. You see these often in mines. What's really impressive about these bacon strips are that the bolts that go in them, like right there, can be 15, 20, 30, 40 feet long. But they do that to provide support. So not too far inside the portal, we came across this, what looks like a stick of dynamite. Now, I don't remember seeing this when I was in here a couple years ago, but it looks like that one end is wrapped like a casing. See that? I don't know. It's hard to tell.
I mean, that kind of looks like a fuse, the end of a fuse right there. But it's, if anything, it's more modern. It's not like the, you know, the gelatin or the paper type.
We'll continue down the main haulage tunnel here. Here you can see where the fencing they put up for support with those square bolts is being tested right here with a little bit of collapse.
Wire, very thick gauge wire.
So here in the tunnel is one of those, I think they call this a Stokes litter, used to get people out of the mine who are injured. And we're continuing down this way. So I'm in this big room that has quite an echo. And what you're looking at here is this mine, I believe in the late 1990s, early 1990s, was used for explosive testing by the US government, I believe in cooperation with South Korea. They built these bunkers 1/3 the size of what the regular bunkers would have been in order to test explosives and how the explosive blast affected the rocks inside the mine as well as in the hill itself. And so there's a bunch of these bunkers, I think about 8 or 9, maybe 10 total here in this mine, and some are bigger than this one. A couple of them they had to concrete shut because there were still explosives in them. So, but yeah, they did testing in here for a few years. And apparently on the mountain outside the mine, there are all kind of wiring with sensors still in place all over the mountain to test for seismic activity from when they did the blasting. So it's quite an undertaking, and that's kind of a dual purpose to this mine. A secondary purpose of this mine was, you know, explosives testing. So anyway, there's Sam down there coming back from a dead-end drift. There might be another bunker down there, I'm not sure. But anyway, let's go check out some more of the mine. Eventually we're gonna make our way into the stopes And the stopes of this mine are huge. They are record-setting. You could fit a small town in some of these stopes. They are that cavernous. If you saw my first video of this mine, I was in some of those stopes with a few other explorers, Todd from Zia Mountain Adventures, his buddy Joe, and Justin from Abandoned Underground. And yeah, those stopes are pretty impressive, so we'll go check all that out. So the last time I was here, we were at that winch you see right there, and then we turned right here and went up that way into the stope. So if you want to see what's up there, those stopes were incredible. There's a link to that video in this video's description. On this visit, I'm headed down here where these ore cart tracks are, and you can see Sam up there. The stope just goes forever down this way too. So let's make our way down here. So that winch behind me would have been used to haul up the carts on these tracks from these lower reaches of this stope. Large pieces of plywood, probably muck plates. So still making our way down in the stope. You see how high up that goes. We just came from up in there. Boy, it's a shame this light causes the flickering. Sorry about that, but like I said, I forgot my flashlights in my vehicle, and Sam graciously let me borrow his, so otherwise it would look like this, which is worse. Still continuing down through the stope. See where we came from. There's a pillar, room and pillar method of mining, right there where my light is. Got some lower areas here off the stope, like right there through that hole. That drops down probably 40 feet or so. Using Sam for comparison, you can see how immense these stopes are. So we're at a major junction where Sam is right there, and another pillar and more stopes behind it. You can see the ore cart tracks coming down here. They meet with another set right over there. It looks like there's a drift going that way, behind that pillar. So we're going to take this drift this way. What has us a little confused is these two out markings. The one in orange paint points to the left. The one in carbide points to the right. The carbide would be the probably older one. I don't think there's another portal to this mine, but what might happen, this might go down here, loop around, and come back up to the main haulage level that we entered this mine by. Right here, you can see what they call a frog, a track switch. I think those are so cool. And yeah, there's that drift over there that we didn't go down. We came down from right behind that pillar. So let's go catch up to Sam. Oh yeah, look at this. Here's the switch for the track switch for the frog. Usually these switches are ripped out of the mines. This one's still here, although the control lever. But actually, is that a junction box right there at the end of the... I don't think these were controlled by electricity, but at any rate, there is no control lever to move the switch. So we got a branch here to the right. Oh, there's where Sam is. So this part of the stope is pretty cavernous, as you can see. And we're gonna stop here because that drift there, it's got some water in it and mud. Who knows where that goes, but we're gonna head back this way, I guess, the way we came. There's a drift off to the left. It's a lot drier. More room and pillar method. So continuing through the stope, that's just a lower area. That's where we came from. Yeah, I was telling Sam, this is one of those mines that you could easily get lost in. There's not many that are like that, but this one I believe is. Because these stopes are massive and go forever with all kinds of branches. And yeah, so we gotta be careful we don't lose our way. Approaching a power junction for more recent workings.
Yeah, you can see that one way up there.
How massive that is. Oh yeah, the mine goes way up there. Right there where my light is. So this is another drift here at the bottom of the stope. We came down through all that. And we'll see where this goes.
Well, I think I found the their bathroom right here.
Oh geez, look at that.
Yeah.
That is what they call a honey pot.
Yep.
Look at that, there's the toilet seat and the remains of the honey, I guess.
Yeah.
Kind of gross.
Oh, this just goes back around to, this just goes back around.
So we just came back up from being down in that lower stope. There's that winch. We're back in the main haulage tunnel. The portal is that way. So we're going to continue down this haulage tunnel this way. When I was in here the first time, I did not go down here at all. So this is all new territory. We saw a sign here, bad air. Guess what was stored here? Yeah, major obstacle.
Yeah.